Let me get 1 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 43. It was bro Terry, right?
Yes.
Terry, and then we got, is it Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron.
You said what?
Aaron, yeah.
Aaron, okay, all praises. Because you got to ask yourself, why are we out here? You know what I'm saying? We out here to restore our people, bring our nation back to its prime where we're supposed to be at. Now, you said you already knew a little bit about who we were, what we're teaching, because you watched videos and stuff like that before, right? And so that's why we're out here to engage our people, because there's a lot more to this Bible than what we're going over now. You know what I'm saying? But that's why we're out here to engage you, to come back in, to get our community out of the condition that it's in right now. So did our forefathers. Did the exact same thing. Read that right there.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 43. They said one to another.
It said, they said, the elders. You remember my brother right now was just talking about the elders, the leaders, the men of Israel with understanding. They got together and they said one to another, just like the men right here today that you see before you. We got up early. We got ourselves together. We brought all this stuff out. What did we say when we got together? Read.
Let us restore the decayed estate of our people.
It said, let us restore the decayed estate of our people. Who is lower than the black man and black woman on this earth today? Nobody. Right. That's how you know we at the bottom of society. That's how you know this book is talking about us. We're the decayed estate that needs to be restored. Aaron, you had a question?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question. Oh, when you get done, I was just going to say, where does the word Israel come from? Originate from? You don't mind me asking?
Give me that in Genesis. You said, where did the name Israel come from?
Yeah.
Because I believe we brought that out a little bit earlier, Genesis 32. Because right here, you see yourself on this sign, Aaron?
Yeah.
You gotta stay with me, man. You asked a question, I'm answering for you. You see yourself on this sign? Come look at this sign right here.
Yeah, no, yeah.
What would you call your race, your nationality today?
I know, I understand, but I'm saying, yeah, we black people, that's what they call us.
Right. And God calls us Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Naphtali, so forth, right?
Yeah.
And we are the descendants of our forefather Jacob, whose name was also changed to Israel. So what does that mean? Read.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 27.
That's an excellent question, because our names have meaning. My name is Enoch.
I get it, but yeah, you know the place, what's that, the country Israel, right now?
Yeah.
Overseas.
Yeah, the country overseas.
We, like, you know, where in history does it prove that Israel? That's my only question. Like, I'm just.
Let me make sure I'm understanding. Okay.
Like it says Israel is so careful.
Yeah, the country Israel. Yeah.
Yeah. Like in the Bible, where's I don't know.
Give me this right there. Give me this. Go ahead, read that.
And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel.
So our forefather's name was changed to Jacob to Israel, right? And then we're the Israelites because we're the descendants. Read that. What does Israel mean?
For as a prince hast thou power with God.
Right. Give me Galatians 4 about our homeland, right? So when you look at the country of the nation of Israel, that's where God said that's where our capital would be. That's where our homeland is. Power with God. But are we residing there right now, Aaron?
Everything originated from Africa.
You say what?
Everything originated from Africa.
And where is Israel?
I believe that.
And where is you're absolutely right. Everybody did originate from Africa, but where is Israel?
Like the continent shift.
Where is Israel, Aaron?
Northern Africa.
Africa, absolutely.
Right.
Read that right there. Read that. Right. With your power with God. Read this right here.
Right. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 26.
Bring it out.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
Our homeland. It's not talking about above in the sky. It's talking about above all nations.
Right.
That's how you have power with God. Give me that in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1.
Bring it out.
We are the top nation on this earth. We are the ones who are supposed to run this place. But right now, you remember what I brought out just a minute ago, we are at the decayed estate. Right. We're at the bottom. Aaron, why are we at the bottom of society right now? My brother's been up here teaching. You've been talking and listening. You said what?
We're under the curses.
We're under what curses?
You just said it.
Yeah, I want to make sure you sound good, right? We're under what curses, Aaron?
You gotta
disobeying God's.
Thank you. That's what you want to be able to walk away with, because we can be up here all day and it sound good and you nod, but if you don't comprehend what we're talking about, you're gonna walk away still going back to that decayed state.
Yes.
right.
It said Israel is above, it's just free, right? We just read that Galatians, right? How are we above? This is, you remember my brother asked you earlier, Terry, real quick. Remember he talked about your job and your requirements? So it's the same thing with Israel. Being God's chosen, having power with God comes with responsibilities.
Right.
Comes with commandments.
Right.
So if you do God's commandments, if you keep up his responsibilities, these are the blessings. This is how you would have power with God. This is why Paul was able to say Jerusalem is above all nations, because God will bestow this blessing upon you. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses is prophesying to the elders of Israel. Remember, we brought that out earlier. If you keep God's commandments, it shall come to pass. It will happen. Read.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
One of the commandments that God gave us was to uncover your head in the midst of prophesying and praying.
That's right.
You didn't understood that, and so therefore you did it. Now remember, one of the curses was if we were rebellious and we don't keep God's commandments, we would go into slavery on slave ships because we want to be rebellious. Something simple as that. Simple as that, because we want to be hard-headed, we're going to be at the bottom. Again, I'm going back to above all nations, though. If we did keep God's commandments, what would be the flip side? What would be the blessing? Read.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
God said that he would set Israel on high above all nations of the earth, meaning that we would be the ruling power. My brother mentioned earlier about the other thrones, right? He mentioned about Putin. He mentioned about Biden. Those are your ruling powers right now. And do they give a damn about the black man?
Bring it up.
Do they give a damn about the Hispanic man? Give me that Nehemiah 2 and verse 10. These other nations don't give a damn about you because they're not your race.
That's right.
You will never hear this in the church. You will never hear this about one nation being above all others, because that's not equality. That's not equality. And you damn right, God is not about equality. He's about his people, his chosen people. You are the ones who are set to be above. But, as I asked you earlier, Aaron, why are we not ruling? Why are we not at the top? And that's why we're out here, to get you to understand there's a reason why we're oppressed. It's because we're being disobedient. It's because we're rebelling against God's laws. Once we go back to keeping his commandments, something simple as taking off your head covering, we will go back to our ruling state. Give me that right there.
Bring it out. This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 2, verse 10.
This is my brother Aaron, who mentioned about the country Israel. Nehemiah, read.
When Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant of Ammonite.
Oh, bro, you gotta calm it down and read it right. So what we're reading right now is history in the Bible. This is during the rebuilding of the temple. This is during the rebuilding of the temple. You had other nations who came against us. That's what the name that he was struggling when he was reading. They came against us. Read.
When Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant of the Ammonite heard of it, it grieved
when they heard that we was out there trying to rebuild. Nehemiah, what the hell are you doing out there trying to rebuild your people back up? Just like what you see right now. You don't think that if cops pulled up right now, what y'all out there doing trying to get this black man to get his stuff together? You're supposed to be out here talking about drugs. You're supposed to be out here talking about hoes. You're supposed to be out here talking about shooting your women. So now that you out here trying to restore your black men, your black brothers, and y'all not fighting, that's a problem. That's a problem, because that means their kingdom is going to go down. It's the same thing that we're reading about in Nehemiah. Read that. So history repeats itself. Who's talking about? You don't see that when white people get together talking about rebuilding their nation or doing what they got to do. Right. Asian people, we got a whole Somalian neighborhood over in South Minneapolis. You don't get the same type of problems. But when your people get together, it's a problem. Read that from the top.
There's a book in Nehemiah, chapter 2, verse 10. When Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel.
They were upset that somebody cared about the welfare of Israel. Right. It said, don't nobody give a damn about the Israelites. Remember we read that earlier about restoring the decayed estate. Now, you talked about the country over there in Israel. Did you know back in 2016, Obama signed a foreign aid bill of $38 billion?
Bring it out.
$38 billion over the course of 10 years to give foreign aid to the country of Israel. Did that go to you?
Get out.
Did that go to you, Aaron? No. And when they do give you a handout, what they call it? Welfare. Section 8. And it's the lowest of the low. Don't nobody give a damn about you.
Right.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.